Hey pals, Joeypals here, and welcome to episode 2 of part 2 of Pokemon Investigations. In the first part of episode 2, which you can watch by tapping the little eye icon, as well as the annotation at the end, and a link in the description, we took a look at the lore and possible theory for Deoxys, figuring out exactly how it played into the Pokemon universe and the basis of the Pokemon. Like I said, each episode is always a two-parter, and today we're going to be taking a look at how exactly we can transform Deoxys into a Fire Emblem unit. Just going to play my previous explanation about stat interpretation now.
I will admit I need to take a few creative liberties here, as Pokemon's 6 stats are HP, Attack, Defense, Special Defense, and Speed, while Fire Emblem comes with HP, Strength, Magic, Skill, Speed, Luck, Defense, and Resistance. 2 more of a Pokemon with some stats need some transliteration. For the purpose of this video, and as will be stated before every Part 2 video, I'll be transforming Special Defense into Resistance, Special Attack into Magic, and Attack into Strength. Skill will be based on how wide the Pokemon's move pool is, while Luck will be determined by the remaining stat total for each base character. The graphics that you see flash on the screen now will be my process for determining stats, and more importantly, luck.
With that cleared up, it's time to take from the cosmos to divine our power for a brand new day. Deoxys, what can you and your forms offer? First, before we get into Jirachi's totally legit space buddy, we need to find a unit to base Deoxys' stats off of. We need someone crazy, someone strong, someone who screams erratic.
Time for some killing!
Perry! Perfect. Love the hair, by the way. Very fitting. So, if we're going to be using Perry as a base, after you take away classic boosts, you're looking to be toying around with about 270% between 8 stats. But we should be able to pull that off pretty nicely. First, let's take a look at the base form of Deoxys. Sporting Attack, Special Attack, and Speed that's 3 times higher than its HP, Defense, and Special Defense, the normal form of Deoxys is quite the glass cannon. Well, not the most glass cannon of its forms, but we'll get to that later. We need a Deoxys that can easily take advantage of both sides of the offensive spectrum, and before someone says it, we are not creating another Dark Knight. Yet. Instead, I've chosen to make Deoxys A, and this is only for style reasons since Spear Fighters can promote into the desired class, Mage, with the ultimate goal being Basara. The odd tripling principle is a bit tricky to figure out, but I think I figured it out if I give Deoxys these base stats before class bonus. 5% HP, 65% Strength, 65% Magic, 35% Skill, 65% Speed, 0% Luck, 20% Resistance, and 15% Resistance. While 5% is rather off-putting and makes Deoxys far more frail than even Elise from the offset, things will make much more sense once we get to Basara. As a mage, Deoxys has some pretty strong healing capabilities, due in part 2, once you tap those bonuses in 80% magic and 80% speed growth. That makes Deoxys' healing prowess insane for a pre-promoted class, making it slightly easy to use Deoxys as long as you keep it safe, which, even if you don't, it could very well keep itself safe due to its higher speed. Deoxys' passiveness completely fades away once you give it the Tiger Print, Spear, and Scrolls, however, becoming a multifunctional output machine of high destruction. While Deoxys' HP may still be lower than the Cinnamon Roll Princess, what Deoxys carries as Basara over being a mage are 2 key factors: Run Heaven and Quixotic. With Run Heaven making sense for Deoxys because it's like the Pokemon is saying it was so successful in its global takeover, it can make the heavens work for him. After taking into account class boosts, Deoxys as Basara winds up with 25% HP, 75% Strength, 75% Magic, 45% Skill, 75% Speed, 15% Luck, 25% Defense, and 25% Resistance. Not too bad for a virus, huh? Next up, we have Deoxys' Attack, which will be largely similar outside of a class change and any feasible bulk it could have. Does that head shape look a little familiar to you? It should if you watched episode 1. Azelf and Deoxys' Attack have similarly shaped 3-pronged heads, and as we discussed in episode 1 part 1, that kind of shape comes from a sword. However, unlike Azelf, Deoxys' Attack is much more aggro, and more sword-shaped with a slender body to boot. As such, I feel like Swordmaster would be the perfect fit for Deoxys' Attack, as you have to master what you are before you can hope to accomplish something else. Now, let's just pull up that form's stats and holy shit! Okay, so speed and HP are still consistent, but that attack and special attack are 9 times higher than the defenses. This is gonna be, interesting, to say the least. Sorry. Slightly shell-shocked that it's that much of a difference, because these numbers are gonna be a little bit wonky, as we're gonna have some stats that are similar to children in order for this to work. So, in order for Deoxys' attack to end up with strength and magic 9 times higher than defense and resistance, Deoxys will need the following base stats, and hold on to your butts because this gets bad. 5% HP, 89% strength, 94% magic, 0% skill, 35% speed, 0% luck, 11% defense, and 1 fucking percent resistance. 1! Yeah, like I said, it got bad. But then again, we need to make Deoxys' attack the true glass cannon it is. As for starting class, Myrmidon is obviously the best fit, as that's the only class that promotes to a Sword Master. As a Myrmidon, Deoxys' prowess would be very evident, with the following stats. 15% HP, 99% strength, 94% magic, 15% skill, 55% speed, 15% luck, 11% defense, and again, 1 fucking percent resistance. Good luck against Leo, buddy. Despite the low defenses, Deoxys' attack would be a very potent unit if obtained early in the game, but I feel like its power is far too great to be placed in the early stages of the game like a regular Myrmidon. Instead, he best fits into the Athos category, extremely powerful unit gained at the very end of the game. That's especially considering the skills Deoxys' attack could have as a Swordmaster, which, mind you, are Advantage, Duelist's Blow, Astra, and Swordfare. That's pretty damn terrifying once you consider that while as a Swordmaster, his stats are only marginally different, it's still 99 fucking percent in strength and 55% in speed. He's not gonna be fucking around. Just make sure that if you're fighting him, get someone you know can double, because otherwise you might be in a world of trouble. Or, just use Leo. Always seems to help when you need it. Moving on to the other side of things, we have Deoxys Defense. A Pokemon with great defenses and subpar offenses, though not nearly as bad of offenses as defenses of the 2 Deoxys we have discussed so far. For any Fire Emblem fans, this should be a piece of cake, but if not, here's the official artwork picture for Deoxys Defense. Going to give you 5 seconds, figure out what it is. Did you say General? If so, you are correct. General is far and away the easiest fit for Deoxys Defense, and the best fit I've had for any of the, up to this point including past videos, 6 Pokemon we've discussed so far. While its strength will end up slightly lacking, it far and away makes up for it by being a very bulky unit outside of HP. After a drop into my imagination station, Deoxys Defense winds up with the following base stats. 15% HP, 15% strength, 35% magic, 20% skill, 15% speed, 45% luck, 55% defense, and 70% resistance. That may not sound all that impressive, but it's once we start adding class growths that this thing truly becomes terrifying, as both the wall, which it already accomplishes by being a soon-to-be general with high resistance, as well as having enough of a growth and strength to actually do something alongside that magic. The base class, Knight, is actually fairly similar to the general, sporting roughly the same growths except for a couple of lower percents and lacking of 2 skills. Having defense +2 and natural cover aren't all that great, but for a base class it'll do, especially considering that Deoxys Defense will already have 35% HP, 35% strength, and 75% defense. Like I said though, it's when Deoxys Defense becomes a general that its true power begins to shine brighter like a diamond. While its stats stay roughly the same, dropping a little speed for a little more resistance, what Deoxys Defense does pick up is 2 extremely useful skills: Wary Fighter and Pav Ice. Wary Fighter makes it so that each unit only gets 1 hit in combat, thereby making it impossible for the opponent to double it, as well as Pav Ice, a skill that cuts down damage from swords, axes, lances, monster weapons, beast stones, and puppet attacks by half. You know, the important stuff. So far we've tackled regular Deoxys, Deoxys Attack, and Deoxys Defense, leaving us with Deoxys Speed. Deoxy Speed is characterized in the metagame as having very high speed and using that speed to cripple the opponents. Now let's see. Who would be a good character to look at for inspiration?
It's all me!
No! Shut up, Hana! You're not relevant. Go mourn over your father or some shit. I have units actually worth their battlefield presence to deal with. Anywho, looking... Oh! Kagero. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being a ninja.
This won't miss!
Ninjas, and by extension, Master Ninjas, are known for being fast and using debuffing weapons called shurikens. Weapons that don't hit all that hard but do drop defenses, do passive damage via Poison Strike, and the like. That's a pretty accurate parallel for what Deoxy Speed does in the competitive metagame, being the fastest Pokemon in existence while crippling opponents with the likes of Thunder Wave and Knockoff. The Pokemon is also easily the most balanced form between the four forms, as even with its low HP and stupidly high speed, the rest of its stats sit at a firm 90 or 95. Coming in with base stats of 20% HP, 40% strength, 45% magic, 25% skill, 60% speed, 25% luck, 35% defense, and 20% resistance, this guy at least looks like he's somewhat realistic. But then again, his base stats and Pokemon aren't also completely fucking insane and scatter like a 5-year-old's mac and cheese after hearing SpongeBob might get cancelled. Not sporting too much strength but being pretty quick, Speed could easily fit in alongside the Ninja Trio, and, with an outfit change courtesy of Forest, fit right in. However, base stats only go so far. Let's get Speed started and add class growths from Ninja. Once we add Ninja, the Pokemon certainly picks up some magical bulk, a crapload more speed, and plenty of skill. As for when he's a Master Ninja, well... does this look familiar? It should, because outside of a 5% increase in resistance, it's the same goddamn numbers! Intelligence systems. You could at least differentiate these guys a little bit. Regardless, with that 45% strength, 80% speed, and access to Shuriken Fare and lethality, Deoxy Speed would make quite the potent Master Ninja. Now, for the personal skill. If you watched Episode 2, Part 1, you'll know that Deoxys is a mutated space virus trying to take over the planet very discreetly. And its personal skill, Neurotoxology, does just that. A neurotoxin is a poison that attacks the immune system, which would make infections from the virus much easier. What this skill will do is this. For every enemy on Deoxys' side of the field, divided vertically, Deoxys will take 2 HP and absorb that HP for healing. Now, 2 HP may not sound like a lot, but let's think of a sample size of, let's say a 50 by 50 grid. That means for all 25 columns of the field Deoxys is on, every enemy will lose 2 HP and that HP will go directly into healing Deoxys. The skill, while situational, can be terrifyingly good if put to strong use, and opens up a different gameplay mechanic. Do you let Deoxys aim back and do chip damage, or risk Deoxys and have him do some attacks? That all is up to your gameplay. And with that, we've successfully turned all 4 Deoxys forms into Fire Emblem units. Which 4 of these units would you want to use most in battle? Let me know down in the comments, and while you're at it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more upcoming material. This is the last video I'm putting up outside of an announcement video and maybe a cover video before I go on a mini hiatus. I'm going to be putting up a massive Fire Emblem video when I come back, and I need that time to let the creative process flow because, well, it's gonna take a while. Anyway, if you want to watch Pokemon Investigations starting at Episode 1 Part 1, click the playlist on the top left. To see Part 1 of this specific episode, click on the box on the top right. And if you wish to see how I rank the Fire Emblem Fates children, click on the box on the bottom. Until next time, this is Joeypals, signing out.